Well, I'm going to run through the barns real quick. Not a whole lot going on. Some good, some bad, no ugly. So we'll start with Kevin's barn. American League raced great last week, second in 2-1. We're going to try him at Mohawk next time. You know, he gets rough in the turns. You guys know this if you've watched him. And he hits up on his jacks, and they bother him. So he gets really rough in the turns. And Kevin, we don't know if he's good enough for Mohawk. I really hope he is, because he went from me disliking him at 2 to actually tolerating him at 3 and saying, you know, here's a horse that's only got 25,000 made or whatever. I think he could make 50 before we have to lose him. So we turned him out and he come back, and he's actually a nice horse to drive now. So American League, I'm cheering for him. I hope he can do in the 12,000 claimer at Mohawk. I know there's some beat up old bruised horses in that class, so it might be a real good spot for him. So American League raced great last week. Next week he'll be in the 12 claimer at Mohawk, and I hope he does. Earthseeker, he's on his way out. He's been on his way out for a while, and last night, you know, he's just a horrible little horse. You know, he just doesn't want to do his work. He's just lazy. And, and the thing that frustrates me the most, as Kevin puts it, there's not a horse on earth can train as good as him. He looks great, but then when you actually put him in competition, he doesn't put out the same way. That's what bothers me the most about this horse. There's nothing wrong with him. He's going to make a decent horse for somebody. He's just a huge letdown for me, and continues to. When you get off the bike as a driver, he really angers me when I drive him, because you can tell he's just not putting out. A horse that puts out full time all the time, Be My Delight. She's going to see I think the Blizzard Series coming up this week. Might have got beat the other day, but she has 17 days between starts. We're trying to keep her fresh, not train her hard. The tracks kind of sucked, and it wasn't just our track, just the weather in general sucked, so it was hard to really put a good training trip into her. She was going back into a maiden where I guess we thought we were just going to manhandle them, and she wasn't tight enough. The track was really sticky. She wasn't tight enough, and she got beat fair and square. I don't think it's a fair. And you look at her first start where she was pretty tight, 2-1 last half, 29 seconds, a cold day. That was Be My Delight, not the other day. She just did what she could, but she's a worker. Better Call Mike. How do I put this? I wasn't really impressed with Mike, his first start. It wasn't Mike's fault. I think he got driven a little hard. You know, his first start off the shelf, and Brett does a good job. But you know, he put himself in a spot where he was going to come slow first over at like 1-5. So Better Call Mike was bet down favorite. But that doesn't mean you drive him like he's 4 seconds the best. And I think Brett just thought he was going to float outside and beat up the horse in the front. And not really, it didn't work out well. Let's just leave it like that. So Better Call Mike didn't get a great trip his first start. I'm driving him on Monday. Well, no, maybe I'll drive him back too. I don't know. But he didn't get a great trip on Monday, or on last week. Monday, I'm driving him at London. Book the Bet. I saw Book the Bet train today. She looked awesome. I would suspect school her next week, maybe. Kevin's really conservative when it comes to schooling them and qualifying them. I'm going to leave that up to him. She looked good this morning. Let's just leave it at that. Buckingham's about to start training, starting to put weight on. I mentioned you before. She must have been running all fall. She was really tucked up when she came back. Starting to put some weight on now and look really, really good. Cruising with Angus, got injured. I talked to you in length about that. A lot of our clients were looking for an update on him. There isn't one. He's probably not going to see a harness till June. And that's the truth of it. He's going to need PRP put in that suspensory. He's going to need it shocked a couple of times. And then it's just time. You know, just management is what we have to do with him. Cruising in Style, he's back. Looked great on the track today. You're going to see some pictures pop up on our website, on our social media about Cruising in Style. What the hell did I write that down wrong? Cruising in Style looked great today. Kelly took some good pictures of him. He put some weight on, and he looks really, really good. So Cruising in Style is back and going. Dancing at Midland, Gonzo. There's a horse there that raced terrible his last few starts, and I put him on this for sale board for sale, and they bought him. Somebody in Dover, Delaware bought him. So Dancing at Midland will be leaving. Toot sweet. Hard 8 trained today. I don't know how long she's been training. I watched her train today. She looked good. Kevin was really, really happy with her. She's put on a lot of muscle, that filly. She's really, really sprouted up. Holding steady. Didn't get the greatest start so far. Found it really tough at Woodbine in the mud his first start, and then raced in another class in London that was no cakewalk, and he got beat up a little bit. So still trying to find that transition class for Hold and Steady. Sure, we'll get there. If you knew, Susie raced a little flat last night. I suspect she was slipping a little bit. It was really icy last night, and she just didn't feel like she was getting a hold of the track. Maybe she just wasn't good, I don't know, but she didn't feel like she was getting a hold of the track the way that I thought maybe she would. Candy Mac, we had a little issue with Candy Mac's breathing last week. Now, we've talked to a couple of veterinarians, and we've treated him accordingly, and we're going to see if that helps. Candy Mac's an okay horse. I think he's every bit as good or similar to the next horse, Majesty Boy, who raced okay last night. These horses are let's just call them gatekeepers. I don't think they're stake horses, but they're going to do some damage in the non-winners of 2, non-winners of 1, and then after they get out of those classes, then we'll make a decision maybe to sell them or we can race them. As I said, most of these horses can earn $50,000. Up to the non-winners of 50, condition claimer. By the time they get a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better, they can probably do in those classes, but we'll see. I mean, the sky's still there. They can do whatever they want. It's up to them. And when I saw Majesty Boy last night, I thought he raced okay. And Candy Mac has been a faster horse, so they can probably do in the maiden non-winners of 2 bunch, and that should be just fine. Master Saver, come out swinging, my boy. Got a win in his first start. Third, beat a half a length last week. He's in to go tomorrow night at Flamborough Downs. I suspect he'll be good again. Road Tripper qualified like a beast the other day. Man, I know he qualified, so who cares? But I think he's going to do some damage at Mohawk when we get racing him full time. He feels like a bigger, stronger horse. Feels like the horse I always wanted him to right now. Time Al Houdini and Time Al Tulo both started training. Both look really, really, really good. I expect they are going to have a good 3-year-old season. I hope. Both look good training today. Kevin really likes them both. Time Al Tulo really grew up. Time Al Houdini lost that baby fat and actually looks like a horse now. So I'm happy with what I've seen from them. That's Kevin's barn. I'll be back in a minute with Harry's barn, Jason's barn, and then I'm going to go to lunch with my wife and her parents. Okay. Well, on my way to go with Gail. Gail, probably one of the better broodmares of her time. She is... Mom and I are heading to eat lunch with Amy's parents. We're going to Montana, so I'm going to do the last 2 stables on the way up. We're going to start with Harry's barn. Harry's barn has been good. A lot of horses getting close in Harry's barn. A couple of horses we're going to move out also. Now, we made a decision this week, Stolen Dance and Dewey Ann. I'm going to breed them both. Not physically, that would be wrong. I am going to breed them both to Sebastian K. Go that way, it's better. They're going to go to Sebastian K. I think. Now, having said that, I shouldn't say that out loud because I don't know where both those fillies are going to go because I don't know enough about breeding. So when it comes to Dewey Ann and Stolen Dance, I would suspect, well, for me, Sebastian K is easy because it's European blood. He crosses with everybody. There's no concerns there. But is there a better cross? I don't know. So, Harry's barn. Autumn Wings, trained today, did not train good. Did not train good. But that happens from time to time. I think her hobbles were a little long. Her feet were hurting her a bit. Just training down at the farm, she's fine. Where you just keep her alone and keep the bit in her mouth. She's fine. But we got to make some changes. And I believe Autumn Wings will be fine next week. I'll probably train her. I'd like to train her 2-1 next Thursday before the qualifiers, for the schoolers. And Autumn Wings will I'll give you a better update then. Today was the first time I ever trained her this year or in the last little while, and I wasn't happy, but at the same time, a few little kinks to work out of her, and we'll see if we can get those worked out this week. Bay Jewel, although Harry does not have this filly yet, because she's down with me, I took her out and trained her today. Harry will have her soon enough. Bay Jewel, I trained her 1.5 miles today. I was really happy with her. Very, very happy with Bay Jewel. Filly I've been waiting a long time for to turn out, and I think she's on the cusp of being ready to qualify. Dewey Ann, as I said to you, I think we're going to breed Dewey Ann very soon. I'm done trying to qualify her. She tries her heart out, this filly, but what are you going to do? I'm going to qualify her in 2-3 to go out, what, get beat in a maiden or win a maiden or race in a non-winners of 2 and finish 4th? You know, I'm not gonna cheapen her. I wish she didn't have a mark of 2-6 in a blizzard now, but at the same time, she's a well-bred filly. I know how she wants to be a good horse, and I hope that transitions into a better bred, better built horse. because she wants to be a good horse. So Dewey Ann, very, very well-bred filly, a horse that I think we are going to be breeding in 2019. Fan the Flames keeps banging out checks. Old Freddie, second again, 4 or 5 seconds in a row. As I said in the outset, I think we're the luckiest unlucky people in racing. Every week he finishes second in the maiden. So very happy with Fan the Flames. I think he could probably do in the non-winners of 2. Non-winners of 3 might be a stretch for him just yet, but he is getting better. So let's focus on the progression of Fan the Flames. Final Answers has been training the last 2 weeks. I'll be honest, starts out on the track a little sore up front, and always did. He's a strong colt, and he loves his work. I think it's just going to be a point of management with him. I think his knees bother him. I think one stifle bothers him a little bit, same as it bothered him last year. Now, he's a bigger, stronger, more mature colt than he was last year, but the same ailments he had are still there. They're still in there. And, I think as we train him down and he gets a little more comfortable with it and they get better and we manage them, I think at that point he'll turn into a nice horse, but you're probably not going to see him ready to go till probably March. Just a tad for Greg and I. We're the only 2 owners of that horse. Trained good this week. Harry said, no, much better this week. Much better, and no hobbles. So we're probably going to... She doesn't know where to go. Go left. It's quicker to go left. We're going to beat her there. Amy's up there. I could say a lot of things that were wrong right now. I'm just going to say she's going the wrong way. Anyway, we're going to beat her. We're going to beat her to Montana's. Just a Tad has been training good the last week. Lima's Son, I opted not to qualify him with the bad track all week. Even with him jogging on it, he was bouncing around in the stall, needed a tiny bit of heat in that left front leg. Took him to the clinic for precautionary reasons. No problems, little bruise. I'm not taking any chances. He's going to stay until that's cold. So we're going to skip another week with Lima's Son. No problems, relax, get all the time in the world. Want to make sure this horse is right when we start him back. There's going to be no mistakes made, straight. There's going to be no mistakes made with Lima's Son now. As I said to the groom, if there is anything out of the ordinary, bruises, cuts, swelling, uncomfortableness, I want to know immediately. Any discomfort in this horse, I want to know. We're stopping with him because I want to make sure he is good and stays good, and that's going to take some serious supervision on the part of the groom and Chris and Harry and myself. So a team effort is going to be needed to make sure that Lima's Son qualifies, races, and stays good. Lincoln James didn't race well his last start. He had some blood. He actually bled a little bit, this guy. So we've been treating him up all week. He'll race next week. It was weird because he went out one and looked like a machine, and then we gave him a week and brought him back, and he bled that night. So that's very weird. I know you may say, well, put him on Lasix. He's already on Lasix. So that's obviously something you don't want to see. My God, this thing rattles around. It's like the Blair Witch Project here. This lane here, you're going straight. That's Perch. Anyway, Lincoln James, I'm sure he'll bounce out over. I'm sure maybe he's a little touch of the sickness. I don't know. But we've treated him up, gave him a week, race him next week. Linnea, here's a filly that did not school well. I suspect she'll qualify okay. She annoys me a little bit like Art Seeker, to the point where she just doesn't put out a full effort all the time, and that's been proven. So Linnea is probably going to qualify, and she's going to find herself right in a 15,000 condition claimer. I know a couple of clients don't want to hear that because they had a lot of money sunk into this filly, but I'm not going to race her over her head where she can't do just to say we did it. I want her winning every time she goes on the track. She can't afford losses, and we're going to start her off on the right foot. Maintenance Man is back training now. Looks fantastic on the track. Big black colt, looks really, really good. Maintenance Man, obviously we cut him, gelded him. He's really filled out. He doesn't have anything that bulky studness to him. Just sleek, taller, stronger, and I hope faster. He was fast last year, but it'd be great to see progression into his 3-year-old year. So Maintenance Man looks good. Maxwell Plum trained today in 2-4. We're going to school him next Thursday. Happy with him. Ready for the beach. One of the biggest surprises of the end of 2018, the start of 2019, was 2 second-place finishes now in the maidens at Mohawk. Ready for the beach. Screaming Hawk starting to look good now. A little concerned I had him in the clinic a month ago. I thought maybe something was bugging him. No, I think he's just going through a growth spurt. He looks great now on the track. He's been training really, really good. Harry likes him. He likes that 1.5 mile distance now. That has nothing to do with his racing, but he feels a lot more comfortable at 1.5 miles, and he's more manageable also. You're going to go, I think the best way is probably straight through, turn right, go through the parking lot. Screaming Hawk. So Sunshine's Finest, back. I don't want to say he's back training. I suspect he's back training. Actually, maybe right here, Mom. Back training. If he isn't, he will be this week. All the other horses that came in with him have trained. I suspect he is training, but I don't want to lie to you and say he is when he hasn't. He is or will be this week training. Sunshine's Finest looks good. Sunshine Inn trained today in, it's right there. So you got to go, yeah, you can go through here. Trained today in 204 and looked good doing it. Jason went with her. Jason McGinnis went with her. Thought she was real good. I agreed. I thought she was good too. The Butler did it. It's training down now. Every time he trains him, he gets a little stronger and a little sounder and a little better. So it's one of these rare circumstances where we're training the lameness out of him, apparently. He was a little pinchy and a little sore when we started back with him. Much better now. Straight around the corner. See, we beat her. Ha ha! Told you we would. You're right up here. This is the parking lot right here. Anyway, the Butler did it. Looks better whatever. That's fine. The Butler did it. Looks better every time Harry goes with them. Well on his way to getting back to the races now. Really happy with him. Too Far Gone. Probably one of the best parts of the week was going with her. Man, oh man, she looked awesome the other day training. Very happy with Too Far Gone. How she looked, how she did it, her attitude, her demeanor. The way she accelerated on the track, just very happy with Too Far Gone. Then we have the other two. War We Ultra is about to start training now, and White Tiger, who just came back yesterday. Both look good, both look great. White Tiger really filled out. He's he's a beast. He looks huge now. So very happy to see White Tiger fill out, and War We Ultra starting to train back great now too. So that's Harry's barn. We're going to run through Jason's barn. I'll be right back in 1 minute. We just pulled up to the restaurant, so I'm going to run through Jason's barn really quick. This is it. This is the last barn of the day. We're going to run through this one real quick. Jason's had a pretty good run. Couple little problems. Nothing major, but a couple of horses that qualified well and look good. So we'll get right to it. Our Vika is about to school, I think, in about... I jumped the gun last week. I asked Jason the other day, hey, is our Vika ready to go yet? Oh, well, she's only been in 3-4 weeks. They said we only turned her out in 3-4 weeks. So... I think Jason was kind of dragging his heels inadvertently, and she's not going to be ready in 2 weeks. She'll be ready in about 3 weeks from now. I would suspect we'll probably have her in the bike in 2 weeks and then qualify her. So our Vika looks good, though. She looks great. Filly's put on a lot of weight and a lot of mass and looks really good. Boston Glide. Tiny little hiccup with Boston Glide. He aggravated his right hind leg. Now, everybody's going to read into that and say, oh, define aggravation. His suspension had a little bit of a pull, little problem. I wouldn't call it a tear or hole or anything major, but it will need a little bit of time off, which isn't the end of the world. I knew something was up with this horse. He wasn't accelerating the way that I thought he would. This is a horse that showed some talent last year, a little bit of talented too, but it hasn't really bolted forward the way I thought he would. At now he's 4, and I was getting a little frustrated. There's a little heat in his right hind leg, and the vet looked at it and then took the ultrasound out. Looked and it's a little problem there. So we'll treat it, we'll address it. He'll make a full recovery, and it won't be a long time off, but he'll need a little bit of time off, which is fine. By the time we get him back rolling, the corks will be off him. Probably better all around for him anyway. Casanova's Jewels training down great, looks good. Jason was getting ready to school him. I said, oh, whoa, cool your jets there, fella. I said, cool your jets there, fella. There's no rush with Casanova's Jewel. I know everybody wants to get him back. Well, Steve Palermo and I are the vast majority owners of Casanova's Jewel now. I've loved this horse from the start. As people were trying to sell and dump their shares, I was asking them politely if they wanted to sell them to me, and I did scoop some of them up. Steve Palermo bought a lot of them up. I came to know, and I just want this horse to be the best he can be. I'd love this horse to be a stake colt at 3, but we'll see. But he's going to be a nice horse regardless. He's got a great demeanor on the track. And, there's no resolve. There's no saying, oh, he doesn't have the resolve. There's a horse that I had people from all over the world asking me about this horse last year. Made a break at the 5/8. The 5/8 at the Meadows. off the screen, come back trotting, circled the field, and won a stake race. Horses don't do that, and Casanova's Jewel did. So very impressive horse last year. Had some real problems with him making breaks, but I think we've got that under control. He's looked great for Jason the last little while. Canale Hanover re-qualified the other day. Now, I was very angry at Canale Hanover 2 weeks ago. Then we put knee boots on him. And remember I told you he made breaks where horses should make breaks. He made breaks in weird places. We put knee boots on him, and lo and behold, there was a mark on both knee boots. So he wasn't hitting his knees to the point where he was leaving a mark or blood, but he might have struck one knee, which startled him, and he would have made a break, where he did in such an innocuous, weird place. Why would he run where he did at Flamborough? And I think I know why now. So we put knee boots on him. And he qualified well the other day. We're going to race him in London on Wednesday. I suspect he'll do very well, but we will see. Curious Winner, I said at the outset, I thought he trained very, very well today. We're going to race him next Saturday at Flamborough. Trained him in 2-4 and a bit today, but was well in hand and looked really good. Very quiet also, which was great. I was happy to see that. So Curious Winner, excited to see what he'll do next week. Dance Hall Babes back jogging. She'll probably start training in another few weeks. We'll have her ready for mid-March, end March. But has filled out also and looks good. Delcrest Star Angel is going to be coming back here in another couple of weeks. She's been turned out, well, whenever the 2-month mark is. I think it's a couple of weeks from now, but we will see. She'll be back. Happy Holidays. A little flat the other day, but has been racing pretty good. First time she missed a check since August was the other day. So Happy Holidays. Happy Holidays. Needed some time off, come back. Has raced well. Didn't win yet. A little flat the other day. She got a good class Wednesday at London. Ivanka and not an angel. I'll do them different, I guess. Ivanka's back jogging. I think she started trained well the other day. She looks good now, both her and Not an Angel. Very happy with her. Jalona finished second. I thought she'd be claimed the other day. I suspect she'll be claimed this week. She is what she is. She's going to do in the 85 class, and that's where she can stay. I would suspect she'll be claimed this week. If not, she'll be claimed the week after, but we'll keep swinging away in there until somebody takes her. Oh So Pine's training back now, starting to train. Looks like a machine. This colt's really filled out and looks great. Very happy with what I see in Oh So Pine, and really excited to see what he can do in 2019. Mystical Mission has been a little flat. I'm racing him tonight at Mohawk for Jason. He's been a little flat. We'll see how he looks in the coming weeks, but I would suspect a little bit more of an output will be around tonight for Mystical Mission. Not an Angel, as I said, both her and Ivanka have started training. Both look great. Pay the Line Blue Chip. First, third, or first 3 starts back. Very tough class the other day. 7 claimer, but tough. 2 horses that were first and second in the 85 were dropping out of the 85. They both beat her, but she finished third. 1 was claimed. I would assume he will exit the 7s. Should be a good class next week for Pay the Line Blue Chip. Stolen Dance. We're going to breed Stolen Dance. This is a Muscle Hill, very young, very well-bred Muscle Hill filly. We're going to breed her. Again, I want to talk to our clients. I want to talk to people within TheStable.ca. And if you're out there watching this and you're a breeder, this is a Muscle Hill filly, very well bred. Don't know who to breed her to. I mean, we don't have an infinite amount of disposable income. So for $6,000, I thought Sebastian K was a good way to go. We have a ton of them that look really, really good. I suspect he'll have a couple of good crops of horses coming up. So I'm leaning towards Sebastian K, but that's a very flimsy lean. I'll lean any which way. I don't know enough, and admittedly so. I'll take advice from anybody on who we should be breeding Stolen Dance to. Who knows? I don't know. We'll know in the next couple of weeks. Stonebridge Simba's training back great. Looks good. Stonebridge Loyal looks good. She finished 6th last night, but she was off 2 weeks and raced at Mohawk. I think we can make some significant changes to her, and they'll be positive changes. And I think that she'll do well in her first leg of the Blizzard Series. Twinsburg, probably the biggest horse that come back out of the field from 2018. She just looks like she doubled in size. She's huge. So Twinsburg, obviously, she did that well at 2 at that size, and now she's twice as big. Maybe she'll be twice as good. I don't know, but we'll see. West 52nd, and yes, both back jogging. Both look great. Both may have already started training, actually, but both look really, really good. So West 52nd, and yes, are horses that I'm excited also to race in Ohio this summer. So that's it. That's Jason's barn. We get through Kevin's barn, Harry's barn, Jason's barn. A lot going on. A lot more now going on now that we get the track fixed. Drone hopefully next week. Who's turned out? Turned out right now. We'll do the turnouts at the end, turned out is Dalcrest Star Angel and Lawmaker. That's it. They're the only 2 horses still turned out. So that's it. That's all the burns. That's everything for this week. We'll get this done and out to you. Hopefully get it out to you Monday. Again, don't know if Curtis can edit or not. He's in where the hell is he? He's in Mexico. So I'll load it, see what happens. I'll tell Curtis, ask him if he can fix it. But I have no idea. I doubt he took his editing equipment with him to Jamaica. So I hope he had a good time too. It's good for him to get a vacation. Him and Jamie deserve it. They work hard. So for me, Amy, everybody, little Adeline and Amy's parents are here. My mother's still here. Gail is here. For everybody, hope you had a great holidays. Hope you had a great start to the new year. And hope the horses that you have look good, because we have a lot of good looking babies right now. Talk to you soon.